Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Tourney Game 7, I guess is what we're going to call this. This is Lucid's tournament, where we are playing Helheim. This is turn 2. We are the last player. Sorry for any of my opponents who watch this at a later date and like, fucking Helheim, right? When the tournament started was basically like it started right when I was going to bed, and then I wake up and I go to work, so it's like... It's like 16 hours before I'm able to get back to my computer almost every single time. So let's jump into things. Alright, so we've got a bunch of proclamations. We're going to take a look at all of these, see what everyone has named their prophets, etc. We've got Beanbag Sanic. Okay, Beanbag Sanic, the Marverni chieftain, shall be known as the prophet of the littlest piggy. Very cool. You tapping motherfucker, stop that. We've got another Ascension War, the chieftain, prophet of suffering, pain, and woe. Still really interested to see if these are actual different gods. We've got Toll the Saster, prophet of Toll. Okay. We've got Take My Blessing Please, prophet of Oredne Dangervein. We've got Skeletor. Cool. The Furbog champion, prophet of Renu Ro Wrestle. Barry McGuigan, the Furbog champion, prophet of Ruli Giuliani. Nice. We've got me, Lou Graham, the Hellcarl, prophet of Cold as Ice. And then we've got, for Henam, don't forget to rename, the Havite commander, prophet of Grigory GoFundMe. And you might notice that there is an Abyssia missing. So Abyssia was the only individual to not declare a prophet this turn. What do we got going on for this turn? Okay, so last turn we set up the scenario right. Prophetized Lou Graham. We recruited a Van Hers, and we recruited 4 Hellherdings, right? And it was basically like we had a couple of different options depending on how things turned out around us. So we wanted initially to potentially target the Bright Gate, but unfortunately to the north of us we have a couple things. We'll point that out. Right, we've got tribe of Bone Tribe, right? A hefty tribe of Bone Tribe, and that's dangerous. Bone Tribe is painful. They will fuck your shit up. We've got a potentially large, or could be regular sized province for heavy cavalry. More specifically, as we look at this province, we can see, oh shit, our scout just got a disease. So almost guaranteed that there is a death site here in Rame, which is really annoying and unfortunate, right? Like, this is the layout, right, that we have here means that it is going to be difficult to deal with mobility in this area without going through this province, especially in the early game. Now, in the mid and late game, it'd be less of a concern because of our cold scales freezing this river, right? So that'll be helpful there. And then just our general decent mobility should hopefully let us just skip Rame eventually when we want to. But for now, we're probably going to have to go through here, and getting diseases, fucking no reason, is not fun. So, that being said, we are going to go ahead and send Scout 1 up to Brightgate because we are still interested in this little area. We want to see what's going on here. And then, so how things ended up being is the weaker indies that we have are to the south, right? So we're going to take our freebies first, or mostly freebies, because they might not be, right? We're going to send Hers 1 with the original contingent, right, down to this province, Polmania, which is a decent little province, very nice. Against militias and heavy infantries. They should be able to do just fine against that. right? And then we have another province over here with heavy cavalries and heavy infantries. And this is a little risky. We are sending Lou Graham over there with only 4 Hellherdings. For 4 Hellherdings is generally not enough to have a good, stable expansion, unless you have a Hellbless. We do not have a Hellbless, right? So this is going to be a little dicey. It's possible that we get our noses bloodied here. The hope is that Lou Graham with the Divine Blessing, right, and then swapping over to spells, hopefully something like Watery Death, right, will be able to pop some of those, or help pop some of those heavy calves, right? Fingers crossed. I anticipate that we will win this, but with casualties, or we will narrowly lose it and be able to take it on the next turn, right? So these are 2 provinces that we hopefully will get this turn. If we do, that's good, but recruitment-wise, unfortunately, we were a little bit under what we wanted to project, right? We could only get 4 Hellherdings, not 5, which is what we wanted. So instead, we are going for a Van Herse and 3 Hellherdings, and this will probably be an initial resupply, right? So the assumption is that it's very likely that we will get our noses bloodied here, and then we'll probably take Lou Graham and this new hearse that we're recruiting with these 3 Hellherdings, and we'll probably combine them into a force to either go after, maybe that's a lot of Deer Tribe. So the problem is even Deer Tribe can be dangerous for elves because it'll pop their glamour, right? So not really something that we want to go after in such numbers, but right, it's possible that we'll have better eyes on Kohnberg. We might triple hit Kohnberg, etc., etc. But as we gain more income from Polmania and Ormond this next turn, our expansion, keep in mind, right, this is kind of the expansion of elves, or the expansion of Helheim, or like Midgard, right, is it rapidly increases, right? On turn 3, we'll hopefully have 3 provinces, but then on turn 4 and 5 and 6, right, it should... That depends on bumps, that depends on random luck with indies, but I have yet to, in testing expansion, I've yet to go sub 20 by turn 12. That is in single player, of course, but as long as we get a decent expansion between 15 and 20, then we're probably going to be okay. So we'll see. All right. Anyways, that is basically the turn. We've got no researchers. We've got nothing else special. We've already discussed thrones. We've kind of discussed everything that we can see. That's it. I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.